It's our culture. It's red and black and white. Sweet Trinbago is red and black and white. Sweet Trinbago is red and black and white. Sweet Trinbago is red and black and white. Sweet Trinbago, who started the steel pan and the tuning? Trinbago, who started the moko jumpy jumping? Trinbago, who started the taco?
All right, everybody. So we do have some tips and advice, and when you see that, we do have no other but Inspector Ancil Forde. He's with us this morning. He was held up in the traffic, you know. Gotta get some blue lights for Mr. Forde earlier. Mr. Forde, good morning, and thank you very much for coming this morning.
Pleasant morning, Marlon. Pleasant morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah?
Marlon, it's a beautiful, rainy
morning. It is.
Sun now coming out.
It is.
Yeah.
I was just commenting on, how sometimes the police, when you're in traffic and they want to pass, they do you so. Come on the road. Mr. Forde says, that is not menacing, The police are ushering you off the road.
Yes, man. We usher people to the side of the road.
Go ahead, Mr. Forde. Go ahead.
Yes. So, Marlon, why is it that we are still in the middle of the, let's say, SOE?
Yes.
We also recognize that there are calendar events that will take place, such as Carnival, right? And based on that, you have the pre-Carnival activities, which has already started in the midst of the SOE. And the Commissioner of Police and the Executive, being abreast of what is taking place, we need to advise members of the public as well, that even though that we are engaged in many activities surrounding the SOE.
Yes.
We are also cognizant and we have a responsibility where the pre-carnival activities are concerned. And what we want to do is promote a culture of safety among the citizenry, right? Whilst we engage in our exercises and you engage in whatever activity that you want to really engage in relative to Carnival, you need to take stock of some certain, well, in fact, not certain, but some very important things, right? One, the adherence to law and order, right? Whilst as you go about your business, one of the first things you need to acknowledge is that there are laws that I must obey, and there are moral things in terms of doing the right thing that I must also try to do, as in regulating myself, right? So when we're dealing with the issue of going to your choice of event, Marlon, here it is now, you need to think in terms of the safety aspect, the risk involved. What do I need to do? How do I take care of my loved ones? You have children, you have elderly persons who are dependent on you, and whilst it is that you may choose to go out, you still have to put the necessary things in place for them. So making some smart decisions, Marlon, is critical. So whilst it is that you will decide to go to a party, you need to put your arrangements in place in relation to getting there, returning safely, informing persons, as relatives, friends, as the case may be, where you will be going, and if it is that you need to make arrangements with respect to a designated driver because you know that you are going to indulge, we want you to put these things in place, because a lot of, let us say, accidents that happen around Carnival time tend to be related to alcohol consumption, speeding, or that you are sleep deprived. All right? And if it is that we want to make you safe, it's important that you do your part. So the type of party that you may go to, Marlon, there are some parties where you know, right, that there's a certain type of crowd, right, that it will attract.
Yes.
Depending on where it is, for instance, you know that if it's, let us say, in the West, that's one way in, one way out, right? If it is that you need to make arrangements to get down there, do it that you can get down there, I want to say, in a timely manner. And likewise, to get out of the same area, you need to put your things in place. Now, we encourage persons, particularly females, all right, that you need to take stock of the risk factor that it relates to you as a female. And we encourage them now to, if you are partying, party in groups, all right? If it is that you all can carpool, carpool. The person who is a designated driver is not the person who drinks the least.
Yes.
Right? The person who is not consuming alcohol at all. Right? Now, as adults, Marlon, we tend to socialize, we meet strangers, persons who we met on social media, and we are now making arrangements to meet with them to go online or whatever it is. Those things are risky because of the fact that you don't know who you're meeting with. And these are things that we can manage based on how we deal with it from the onset. So we want to discourage persons from meeting strangers, persons that you have never met for the first time in isolated places. If it is you do go to a party and you meet the person, we ask you not to leave the safety of the party to go and lime in a private place with that person.
Look out for the red flags.
Well, those are red flags, definitely, Marlon, right? And at the end of the day, whilst it is that you are outside, and I made mention before, you have a duty of care. So before you decide to go, the party, the fete, as the case may be, the duty of care in relation to the persons who are dependent on you. All right? And if we were to speak in terms of children, we understand that a child is under the age of 18 years, right?
Yes.
Then, if it is that you neglect your responsibility where that child is concerned, you may be committing offenses under the Children's Act, all right?
So leave the children in the custody of an adult.
And not just any adult, Marlon, because an adult who is not well does not meet what is required to say that the child is taken care of properly, right?
Right.
An elderly person who needs care themselves, all right, is not to say that the child is in the care of an irresponsible adult.
An able-bodied person.
An able-bodied person, and somebody who you can trust, all right? Now, you will be leaving your girl child, your boy child, tender of age in the care of someone. That person must be somebody who you have absolute trust and confidence in relation to taking care of your child. In the absence of that arrangement, stay home.
Yeah.
Ensure that your child is safe, right? In relation to the offenses, Marlon, you can neglect your child, which is an offense. You can abandon your child, which is an offense. You could expose your child to injury or harm, which amongst another offense under the Children's Act, and the penalties are stiff in relation to that, right? So as you go about your, I want to say your enjoyment of the season, Marlon, the issue comes into your, let me say, compliance with the traffic laws, all right? Now, we are experiencing some bad weather, but we are into the dry season. In any event, Marlon, whilst on the road, you need to ensure that your vehicle is roadworthy. You need to ensure that you adhere to the traffic laws, be it the traffic lights, be it street signs, be it road markings. You need to comply. If it is that there are police officers on the street giving directions, you need to comply with the directions of the police. Now, in relation to our approach outside there, we will be conducting our traffic exercises, be it DUI testing, our speed exercises, all geared towards ensuring that members of the public, that they don't expose themselves to the risk by us being there to try and enforce the law. Now, as it relates to...
Mr. Forde, I just have about a minute again.
Sure, no problem, Madam. As it relates to you, the individual, your safety comes back a lot to your personal behavior, all right? So, we deal with the issue of wearing of jewelry. Your expensive jewelry is not for a fete. It is easily ripped from around your neck, ripped from on your hand, and somebody lost themselves into the crowd. That is your risk, but it could be mitigated against, all right? The issue in terms of you having your wallet on you. It is easy for somebody to pickpocket you whilst you're in the middle of a...
Your wallet with every piece of document.
ID card, driver's permit, you name it, gone. Those things, other than having one piece of ID on you, right? Your wallet with everything else don't need to be on you, right? A big thing, Marlon, is our FUL holders.
Yeah.
All right. Whilst it is that you may see the need to go with your firearm, we want to advise you against going in the crowd with your firearm. It is best that you lodge your firearm at the nearest police station where you know it is secured, right? And whilst you may be carrying your firearm, because of your intention to consume an alcohol impairs our judgment, all right?
Yeah.
And you may find yourself resorting to the use of your firearm and not necessarily being able to think clearly, and in so doing you can put yourself in a position where you have to justify a particular behavior.
Yeah.
So let us take these tips as we go into the carnival season. There will be a lot more tips coming, Marlon, but we want persons to enjoy Carnival 2025 in the midst of the SOE. Right, we are out there doing what we have to do.
Yes. Gun and alcohol don't mix. Somebody go and sing a song like that. Gun and alcohol don't mix.
They're giving somebody an idea, Marlon.
Thank you very much. We are going to a very short break, everybody. We're coming back.
Nice.